Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to my channel, The Sewist. This is me, Mayya al-Saeed. I make videos to inspire you to live a life you love. So many of you have been through my journey that I've shared on my social media pages, including YouTube. And one of them is when I talked about divorce. Now, for those who don't know, I have been married and divorced. And when I was divorced, I was a mother of 2 kids. Well, I am a mother of 2 kids because I still am their mother, alhamdulillah. And I recently got remarried again. So as a mother to 2 kids, I got married again. But I'm here to talk about divorce, when it happened, how did I feel, and I hope to share some advice in that regards, because I've received many messages, emails, DMs asking me about divorce, and I decided to continue talking about it even though I'm still married. So if you are thinking of a divorce, or if you are currently divorced or going through it at the moment, then keep on watching, and I hope this video helps you in some way. So let's talk about divorce. Divorce can happen for various reasons, and every relationship has a unique story. So no one should generalize, oh, they're getting divorced because this and this, because you don't know what happens behind closed doors. So again, we're not one to judge as to why people are getting divorced or they should stay with regards to the kids. And this I'd like to make a separate video about, like why should people stay, if they should stay because of the kids. If you want me to do that kind of video, tell me in the comments that I should make that video. But today I'm focusing on, once you get a divorce, what now? What do you do now once that this divorce has happened? Before I actually start talking about that, I just want you to realize that there are 2 parts to a story. Meaning, most of the time, there's the one driving the idea of divorce, and there's the other partner opposing it. So there's one who really wants this to end, and the other one wants to give it another try, but the partner is not having any of it because he or she has had enough. So you have to understand that the one who is driving it is in a better position, because mentally and emotionally they've already arrived to that position that they have had enough. Whereas the other person is like clinging onto this marriage and thinking, no, I don't want this to end. I want to give it one more try. So you know who's going to be the most affected here. The one who is clinging, the one who wants to give it one more try. So with those situations, it's very difficult for that person because they don't want to let go and they're going to try very hard. And the one who is in the driving seat is like, no, I'm done. I just want to end this. Let's get the papers out and let me move on with my life. Whatever spectrum or whatever side of the coin you are, divorce is not easy. Even if you're the one driving the steering wheel, shall we say, and want to end this marriage for whatever reason, it's not going to be easy. So now you're divorced. What now? What happens to you? What happens to your life? First of all, people are going to judge you, and they're going to give you advice even when you don't want the advice. And they're going to try to make you doubt your decision or question why this has happened, and they want to blame somebody. Either you, your partner, somebody has to be blamed in the divorce game. My advice to you is listen to none of it. If you have made the decision, if you're the one driving this, if you've made the decision, then stick to your decision. And if you're the one that's being affected, then accept that this has happened. Take time to grieve and move on. Don't entertain these people. Don't entertain their ideas. Let it go in one ear and out the other, because if not, then you are in a roller coaster that's never ending. A roller coaster of emotions, of doubt, of depression. It's just never ending, and it's not a nice roller coaster. It's not one that you're having fun and screaming your head off because it's so exciting. It's one that you really want to stop because you can't take it anymore. The other thing is, you have to realize that whatever has happened for a reason. Now, you might not understand it at this moment because you are actually still on that roller coaster. But one day you will realize that because that has happened, you might get another chance at love. You might be better off without them. I'm not saying that divorce is the answer. If you have watched one of the videos that I have made, which I will link down below in my description box, telling you how to overcome divorce, you will remember that I'm saying divorce is the last option. I'm not saying the first time you get into trouble or you have an argument, then the D word should come up. Yeah, let's get divorced. I can't take this anymore, because that's not what marriage is about. Not at the first sign of difficulties, you are out the door. If that was the case, many of us wouldn't exist, because many people would just give up at the first sign of difficulty. I admire my grandparents, my maternal grandparents, for staying married till death do them part. And I am sure that it was not easy. They were married for 50 years plus, mashallah. And that is the kind of relationship I want to have. When you get married, it's, partner for life. You know what I mean? It's not just partner because things are good, and once things are difficult, I'm out the door. So please don't take my words and think, yeah, Mayya is encouraging divorce. No, I'm not. Even though I have been divorced, it's not something that I encourage. And you don't know what divorce feels like until you are divorced. So don't come and say, yeah, you can do it. Don't listen to people say, yeah, it's okay. It's going to be okay, but at the moment when it actually happens, you're not going to feel okay. You're going to feel like this is the worst thing that has ever happened to you, because life as you know it has ended. And if there are kids involved, you have the right to protect these kids, but you also have a right to tell them what's happening. They have a right to know what's happening to their family. You can't assume that because they're young, they have no feelings. They do have feelings. And the way for you to deal with it is to actually talk to them and announce it to them. Ideally, it should be you and their father sitting them down and explaining what's happening. If the father does not want to say anything, or you don't want to say anything, one of you has to say something. This is about your family, and they have a right to know what's happening to that family. If it's breaking up, then they have to know. They might be at a very young age and can't understand why, but they have the right to know that it's no longer going to be the same. One of you is going to not be with them all the time, but it is not their fault. And even though this is happening, that both of you, the mother and the father, love your children. Don't make them feel like it is their fault. In addition to that, don't you ever disrespect your ex-husband or your ex-wife in front of your children. Do not bring them into this. They have nothing to do with what's going on between you and your ex. You and your ex, you deal with each other. Do not disrespect, do not insult, do not do any of the things that degrade their father or their mother in front of them, because you're just going to make things worse for them, not for you. Move on with your life. This has happened to you. Accept it. Turn the page. Start a new chapter. But before you do that, deal with your emotions. If you want to cry, cry. If you feel like being isolated for a day or two, do that. But don't make that part the rest of your life. Don't feel isolated for the rest of your life, because this is an end of a marriage, not of your relationship. You are still worthy of love, of respect, and of happiness. So don't do that to yourself. Even if this has happened to you, do not put yourself in this bubble or lock yourself up in a room, because there's more to life than the divorce that happened to you. And you have to owe it to yourself. You have to fight for yourself to keep on moving in life. There are worse things that are happening to people. So yes, this is something bad that has happened to you, but it's not something that you cannot overcome. Take me as an example. And I said in my video that the only reason that I'm able to be who I am today is because my faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the support that I have received from my family and my friends, and from me. I believe that I myself have told me that this is not the end of my life. I know, as difficult as it is, you will get through it, because I have. And if I didn't think it were possible, I would not be making this video. So get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Be comfortable with who you are. Not be proud that you're divorced, but be okay with saying, I am divorced. In order for other people to accept you, you have to accept yourself. And I understand that it is difficult, but it is not impossible. And the first person that has to believe in you is you. Learn from the mistakes that have happened in relationships. Know what you want and what you don't want. And start another page, because your life awaits you. I do hope this was helpful for you. And if you're going through something difficult, I am terribly sorry for what is happening to you. I'm sending you a virtual hug and lots of du'as and prayers that may Allah give you the strength to overcome this. And inshallah, with time, you will be the best version of yourself because of this. Much love, and I shall see you all in the next video, inshallah. Ma'a as-salama.